Now as Yasuo looks very likely to be selected. Could be Faker's champion, of course. Faker's Yasuo in solo queue needs a no introduction. Everyone has been following that pick and becoming very excited for a second Yasuo of the season for Faker.
And that's what everybody has been calling for. All the SKT fans say, no more Lulu, no more Taric, put him on a carry. And it looks like they may finally do it here up against Griffin.
And I do want to take a little bit of issue with the thoughts about, okay, get him off the top. That part you understand, but people kind of extend that to the Lulu, which of course is a dominant pick for them in 2016 and 2015 with Bang on the Lucian. You look at his champion pool, the Taric game, Lulu, Darius, Yasuo. Darius going bot lane for a bit, the Yasuo, which you're seeing for a second time. They've tried Faker on every style of champion. None of those games were victories. You will default back to the carry, but right now, SKT, a lot of moving parts. Faker's champion, I don't think, has been the key reason they've been losing.
Yeah. Faker, no AD, no support to be real mid. Again, that definitely fits into what we have been saying here, Papa.
The Soraka ban provokes a Blitzcrank ban because one of the few ways that Soraka can be toned down in lane is to be engaged on by a Blitzcrank, and Wolf is a famous range support player. So that's why we do see the respect bans here. Now for the side of SKT, they need to find some lane presence. Will it be Bang on the Vladimir? Looking very, very possible. Could last pick Fatal if they wish to. They'll take the Morgana, so another range support, and also a support that does well against a pick champion with the Blitzcrank and Alistar banned away.
And it's going to be coming on in here. Still waiting. One thing I noticed, actually, is that the Irelia priority has fallen
Vibe has Smite
so much.
Viper's going mid.
Yeah, Viper is going to go mid. That's good to see. He will be on that Kai'Sa, but glad to see that Irelia priority has also fallen down here.
Irelia works very well against 80 carries, and certainly Kai'Sa is one of them. We'll see if Irelia might even be considered as a final pick for the side of SKT. Is usually it's either further utility or another tank. The Mundo for top lane to have another engage option. They can even just use the Lulu ult onto the Dr. Mundo. With the Morgana taken away, they have less incidental utility and shields than perhaps we saw earlier this week. That ended up being a Morgana-Lulu duo lane. We do have the Mundo. If Darius is selected, it is a winning matchup into the Mundo. The mid lane is going to be a farm lane, and the bot lane is going to be this hodgepodge Lulu Shen lane. If SKT can find pressure in multiple lanes and Blank's invade start to deny camps away, then things might get interesting. But Viper's going mid lane. Viper's on one of his first 80 carries of the season. He's been playing everything but 80 carry outside of one Lucian game. Let's see if the hype train can begin for his talent, because Chovy's, Swords, and Tarzan's have been on full display.
This is going to be a fun one. I really do love the composition here from Griffin. I feel like they have a good read.
Valdez.
You know, I'm banking a lot on it right now, Papa. Hashtag no bias. But definitely, I feel like they have a good read on the meta and what is strong. And if this strategy is available for you, and you can grab all of these very high-tier champions, right? The Kai'Sa with so many different supports, the Lulu, the Mundo even, and then Shen in the second round, they sneak that one in for the extra map presence, but also just even the shield to make sure that that Kai'Sa stays alive for even longer. Definitely like their composition here.
And we'll go into the composition and how it works a little bit when we roll the game. We saw it from Hanwha Life Esports. It was Songyun running the Kai'Sa in the mid lane. It is stolen from the EULCS, where the strategy was used by G2 and Fnatic. It's the Evolve strategy, so not quite a Janna for Chovy, but the Lulu is certainly going to be just fine. And the bot side, it's not what you wanted. It's actually not going to be Chovy versus Faker. We will be denied that for game number 1.
Yeah, Chovy taking a little bit of a back seat, saying, okay, Hyung, older brother, Viper, you're pretty good at this, Kai'Sa. We have the opportunity. Let's have you do it. Lulu, obviously a very high skill support as well. You know, the wild grows, the timings on the polymorphs. We've seen what high-level support players and now this season mid players can do on this Lulu.
And we've seen Griffin beat the bottom of the table. SKT may be there now, but they are the legends. Can they take them down?
That's the big question. Let's jump into game number 1 right now and find out. Bot lane, he is
Walking
totally
up.
unseen. Look at Lehen so far down the lane. They're going for Toby, though. Are going to get the stun. The easiest first blood ever is going to be picked up. Nice gank in the bot lane here from Blank.
Really nice gank pathing from the side of SKT. One of the downsides of not having a true jungler is that when it comes to any sort of side lane pressure, when it even comes to side lane wards, you're kind of just left to fight for yourself if you're the top lane or the bot lane. You pointed out very succinctly, lane positioning from Lehen's was way down the lane. So very nice timing, nice little punish there. And the first Drake looks to go the way of SKT.
Yeah, should be easily picked up here. Doesn't matter that Toby was able to just TP back.
An unbelievable idea, but it's an interesting one. Sword, oh, it's very early.
Oh, Sword might be in trouble here. He knows he's got a Skarner on his back. He flashes away and a stopwatch, actually, to try to get away from the ultimate, but it comes in. Eventually here, actually not used yet. And here comes the Hens and Tarzan running over the wall. They're looking to turn this around. Tall not able to dunk onto Lehens, and he will stay alive for now. He is burning down, though.
Where's
Here
Kai'Sa?
comes Wolf coming on in. Where's the Kai'Sa? That's the real question. Down he will go. Here's the Kai'Sa trying to get in, but already the rest of his team is going down. The exhaust coming in onto Viper, too. Still looking to turn this around, but the tornado hits into the binding, but that QSS just barely is gonna save his life, and he does get away.
Captain Jack QSS means he doesn't go down, but that wasn't how you play this comp usually. They got the first kill, but Viper needs to be rotating earlier to give them a fighting chance. Otherwise, kills go the way of getting 6 orders in first. Never really got the Rage Blade stacked up and never got the big damage. That's some big damage.
Okay, that's gonna be the Infernal going down. SKT thinking about taking a fight here. Decide in the end that they do not want to. May use this opportunity to go for the mid lane turret. Here comes Blank. They're going to try to pull in the Mundo and burst him down, but the Wild Growth is already there. He's still alive in the background, and look at Viper, still just so protected in the back. We are going to have our first man go down, though. Viper trying to go 1v4. Doesn't look like it'll work down, though. He is burning from the Darius. Looking to get away, and he will go down to the Darius in the end. The rest of SKT is pushing on in. They are going to knock up the Mundo, but he stays alive somehow. Just Mundo things. But in the end, another good fight for SKT.
Mundo comically tanky, but it doesn't matter, Valdez. They're not able to get value out of the Kai'Sa. Viper may have been safe, but this comp isn't about the Kai'Sa being safe. It's about the Kai'Sa getting down and dirty with utility. By the time Baron, we mentioned the Baron speed already. It is warded. SKT are here. They can't allow this one to be taken. It's down to 6,000 already. What's Blank gonna do?
Faker doing the red
SKT
buff
are being
right now.
really slow on this.
Yeah, really slow. It's going to go down, and there it is. The smite just given away entirely to Griffin, and that's going to be the end of Blank 2, and bang! Running on in. A nice engage, though. The Hemo play. Darius trying to do the
Viper's
damage,
down.
but it's not enough here. Trying to get onto Mundo now. Looking to go 1v3, but Faker with the red buff and the Darius will be able to take him out in the end. Looks like it will be a 2-for-2, but the Baron does go over to Griffin.
Baron is removed as an objective. SKT was certainly in first argument to pick it up. So it's stolen under their nose. That's a mistake from SKT. The Baron speed of Griffin can't be denied. But they clean up the fight. Darius is able to do so much work because Viper can't kite him. And now they're going to lose some turrets here. Will Griffin? The gold lead is still pretty significant to SKT.
They did chop it down just a little bit, did Griffin. They were down.
Too long around Baron. They may be doing it again.
Oh, the slow there onto Blank was fantastic, but Sword is going to get engaged. A big upper hand! And look at this, Viper in the background. He does get the knockup.
He's down!
Down goes Faker! Faker going to get the kill, rather, onto Viper. And that's going to do it for that team fight. A double kill for Faker's Yasuo. And they're finding a way to engage and kill this Griffin comp.
Maybe we're seeing why SKT didn't play their players earlier this week with 7 days to actually scrim and come together. Their communication is cleaner. They're actually being decisive when they need to. They may not have got the smites, but they're getting the team fights. The wombo from SKT was wonderful.
That it was. Not the best engager positioning there from Griffin either. Kind of got themselves caught, and well, you give Faker's Yasuo and Tal's Darius apparently in these fights has been looking really good. You give them a chance, you're not going to win that fight. I don't care how fed your Kai'Sa is.
This game, to a lot of SKT fans, and maybe even to the team, felt like a grand final because they had those 7 days to prepare.
CS, but doesn't really seem to matter. SKT especially led there by Faker and even Tall, looking pretty good. But the TP is coming in. They're trying to attack from behind. The
Now or never.
is going to miss. They get the knock up here onto Blank. The Viper, they can't quite commit just yet. Just poking a little bit. Does get the slow, and there's the flash taunt. But the upper hand and the knock up there might be enough. Does look like Viper does get away, and Sword is going to continue living here for just a moment in time. And there it is, finally.
That's
the
one.
Kai'Sa is showing up. They do get the Yasuo. That's the big one. And the rest of SKT, they're just on the run. Looking for the engage once again. Can they actually get away from this? It's going to be 3 members easily going down. The base, though, in tatters. They do have to go back home.
Those are the team fights they're looking for 10 minutes ago. Is it too late? They do get the kills, but it's at the cost of both of their inhibitors.
That will help out with that. The lanes are pushed out now, and Griffin are certainly thinking about this Baron. Now they're going to start it. They do have the double Infernal. Can we get the engage is the question. Griffin looking like they want to pull off the apprehend onto the Braum, but a knockup is not going to come in, blocked by the wind wall. The taunt's not going to hit there onto Lahez, but bang! He gets stunned up! A big mistake. That's going to be the end of the Vladimir. The Himmel Plague is not going to get value. The rest of Griffin, though, a little bit low, but Viper on full health. They're going to have to give away that Baron 5v4. Now it's going to be up to Griffin to disengage and get back home and defend because all the lanes are pushing.
Such a tense game. Sword is trying to actually just distract them while other people get recalls. And try and get out.
Nope.
He aggroes the Krugs. Sunfire Cape aggroes the Krugs. And he will surely slowly die here. Awkward that your itemization doesn't allow that to happen.
Looks like his ultimate was already used in the last one. Just delaying this.
This is smart from
Oh, wow.
SKT.
Okay.
This is almost Overwatch strategies, but delaying the respawn timer means when it comes to fighting for things, he will not be alive. They want the Mundo to die as slow as possible so that the disconnect with the long death timer is at its maximum.
55 seconds. We're here 31 minutes into the game side. Let's see if they can get this inhibitor down. It's looking likely at this point.
All right, speaking of down, we do see that Black Shield be on cooldown for a little bit, used on Faker.
Okay, they get the stun here onto Baker, and he nearly goes down. Super low, and down will go Tall.
Viper's free hitting.
Viper in the backline is looking to do it. Now Tall is going to go down, and it doesn't look like they can do it. Baker's going to get taunted up on the right side, too, and that's going to be the end of that team fight as Griffin able to clean up, but their base still in tatters.
They will not be able to end the game on this play, you'd imagine, but 50-second death timers are starting to get scary. They're going to have to push out a minion wave, seeing the value of this Kai'Sa. We thought maybe it would never get there. It certainly took longer, but
as Faker's GA is now gone, let's see if they get baited in here. Looking for it.
Oh, it's a deep breath every time. A bit
I
of a
know.
clench when you see the Void Seeker coming out from Viper. He hasn't used Flash in the last 3 or 4 fights either. Valdez is holding on to that. The poke from this AP Kai'Sa's big. He's going in.
Oh boy, the Wolf is gonna go down, or nearly here. He is gonna Zhonya's, but look at him on the left side, heading to that free damage. The Wild Growth comes on and bang, getting super low. The flash on in, Faker trying to do the damage, but they will get entirely cleaned up. Tall on the chase for Toby, but that's not your target. You still got Viper alive with everything available, and it looks like finally the tails, the sides have turned here for Griffin. They're able to win the fight super easily once again.
Just in the late game, there's no threat onto the Kai'Sa. The Darius can no longer get the resets and just plop her for 1,000 damage out of nowhere. And even 1,000 damage might not be enough because of the shield values onto Viper. Never under threat. Had to use the flash that time. They're going to get an inhibitor on this push.
Be down here, and now here's Mundo. They get the slow on a Faker. He is going to be able to get away with that Black Shield, but Wolf here with
no
his Zhonya's. Okay, they have the knock up here, though, and that's the taunt. Down goes Wolf. Blank on the run here, and the Cleaver's coming in, the apprehend, and he does get a big knock up, but it's not enough. Viper's still in the back line doing that damage. Tall getting low here is going to be able to knock him down, but it's not enough. Viper's still free hitting, and that should be it. The rest of SKT looking to go down here. Bang will not survive, and that will be your ace as Griffin clean up.
On this day, SKT will remember they almost killed the Kai'Sa. They almost answered the EU funnel strat. It was so close, but it was not enough. They're waiting for the minion wave. This game should end on this push.
Looks like it will. They're not going to have to go for the Baron here. And SKT fans, you were just on the edge of your seat. They were so close. 3 inhibitors down at one point. It looked like they had the answer. Finally, Faker's on a carry on the Yasuo. It does not matter. The Viper on the Kai'Sa will reign supreme here, as Griffin will be able to secure game number 1 up against SKT.
It'll be a relieving win for them, but for SKT fans, they won't really know how to feel. So many of the things they asked from their team were answered here. Bring back Faker, bring back the A-team, they did. Blank, for the love of God, do something in the early game. He did, he was excellent in terms of his gank pass and what they were able to make happen. And yet, because of the nature of the Kai'Sa strategy, allowing them a bit more free reign.